the same time give students an opportunity to really engage and learn more about the candidates.
And from your peers, why did you come out today? What did they say to you?
I think there's a lot of excitement about Beto O'Rourke in particular, especially because of his 2018 Senate race against Ted Cruz, and he was such kind of an outsider candidate who did give Ted Cruz such a run for his money in such a red state, and I think people were excited about that. I think he's generally just perceived as cool. He definitely appeals to young voters. Like he said in his speech, he did raise youth turnout by 500% in the Senate election, and so I think people, for a variety of reasons, some people really did want to learn more about his policy positions and him as a candidate, and a lot of people just came out already being Beto fans.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, Elena. Sam and Amanda, that's all I have. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Maven. We apologize for those technical difficulties. O'Rourke also made an appearance at Natty Green's Brewery in Greensboro earlier today. Now, this was his second campaign stop in North Carolina after starting at Central Piedmont Community College in Charlotte. The candidate addressed crowds outside before heading inside the brewery to answer questions from some of his constituents. The former Texas congressman discussed his plans for immigration reform, health care, and his plans for eliminating student debt.
I want to wipe clean your student loan debt. If you want to move back to a community that needs the talent for an in-demand profession that is currently underserved, let's make sure that we invest in you. But at a minimum, if that's not an opportunity for you, let us refinance your existing student loan debt at a much lower rate so that it's affordable for you.
Several Elon students and professors attended O'Rourke's first campaign stop in North Carolina. Elon freshman Chloe Yoon was one of the attendees and got to ask the candidate a question on criminal justice reform. As an education major, Yoon says O'Rourke is the candidate who will best address racial disparity in education reform.
His visions towards education was very, very impactful towards me, especially as a future educator. His plans to kind of, first of all, with student loans, that's huge that he tries, or he's attempting to cut that off, and then also kind of making sure that teachers get fair wages.
O'Rourke raised over $6 million online in the first 24 hours after announcing his candidacy. He is one of 18 Democratic candidates fighting for the spot. According to his Facebook schedule, the former Texas congressman will travel up the East Coast to other college campuses tomorrow, stopping at both the College of William and Mary and the University of Virginia.
It's been 6 years since the Boston Marathon bombing. Today, more than 30,000 runners participated in the 123rd Marathon. Freshman Katie Murphy says that the event is far from forgotten and something that brings members of the Boston community together at Elon.
Such a terrible event, but I think at least for Boston, it brought all of us a lot closer.
This year was the first time that the race fell on the anniversary of the bombing. Announcers paused all commentary at 2:49 p.m., the time the bomb went off 6 years ago, for a moment of silence and reflection.
Less than a 20-minute drive from campus, fireman instructor Richard Miller teaches applying for concealed carry permits. In North Carolina, anyone who is at least 18 years old is eligible to apply for a permit if they have a gun, a certified instructor, and 8 hours out of their day. Miller is a certified firearm instructor and a strong supporter of Second Amendment rights, but also recognizes some people's resistance towards firearms. Miller's classes not only focus on how to shoot, but also the mindset needed to walk around with a gun.
If you're going to defend yourself in a situation using deadly force, it must be that your life was in danger. And so the state wants you to leave the class prepared mentally to make the right decision in the heat of the moment.
Miller's classes are open to anyone who is eligible, and he encourages anyone who is curious about firearms to take part.
Down the road, Alamance Regional Medical Center is asking for clothing donations to help with the growing number of patients leaving in hospital scrubs. Brian Ray has more.
We heard about hundreds of people leaving within a 6-month period, being discharged from the hospital in paper scrubs. We wanted to learn how we could fix the problem.
Star Chang is part of Leadership Alamance, a class run by the Alamance County Chamber of Commerce to educate people about issues in the community. According to Chang and her classmates, 500 patients have left Alamance Regional in medical scrubs in the last 6 months. Associate for the Alamance Regional Charitable Foundation, Jordan Wood, says most of these patients come from the emergency room or the behavioral health unit.
It's with behavioral health patients, they come in and they're homeless, so they're dirty, and we've even had patients that have come in that have been naked.
Wood says after her department found out doctors were paying for their patients to be able to leave in clothes, they knew it was time to make a change. The charitable foundation applied for a grant from Leadership Alamance for the clothing closet. Member of Leadership Alamance, Ashley Lane, says she and her classmates spent 3 weeks reviewing project submissions, but this issue stood out to them the most.
To imagine not having just the basic necessities and having to be discharged in scrubs is kind of heartbreaking.
Above all, Wood says restoring patients' dignity is the most important goal.
You don't want to send anyone out, feeling unsupported, and our goal is to make sure that when they leave to their next step and their next journey that they felt cared for.
To find out more about how and what you can donate, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com, for a list of clothes they're looking for.
And coming up, convicts in Alamance County get a second chance.
And after the break, I'll break down the pollen count here at Elon. Stay tuned.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow!
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook.
Fire in the hole!
And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Check your steps. The road chip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
You're watching Elon Local News.
Amanda, many students go to Feel Better Burlington classes, but some of those students don't have cars. I looked into the yoga studio solution to get Elon students to their business. Let's take a look. According to the International Journal of Yoga, yoga is proven to help lessen the effects of stress on the body, leading to a better academic performance. It is no wonder college students try yoga to help relieve stress and anxiety. Many prefer off-campus options even if they don't have a car. Freshman Caitlin Cregan was spending around $50 a week on transportation to and from her favorite yoga studio last semester.
So it was $8 there, $8 back, so it would rack up since I'd go like 3 times a week.
Like Cregan, some Elon students attending Feel Better Yoga Burlington classes did not have cars of their own and needed to pay for a ride service. This did not go unnoticed by Feel Better Burlington owner Shelly Rupin. Rupus.
I'd see them come up in an Uber, right, and get dropped off by an Uber, and I was just like, that's terrible.
Rupus came up with the idea for a shuttle to bring students to and from Elon and started running the shuttle in January. It's driven by Feel Better Yoga team members and has not had many riders overall. But Rupus said she is not worried.
We're just getting started. We're going to have more routes.
While students can attend yoga classes on campus, Rupus says going off campus has more benefits.
You come in here and you can honestly check out. It's a different space, so it's not on campus. So you come here, you get away from just kind of the overwhelm, the stress, the rat race, you know, and you can come in here and you can truly just be yourself and let stuff go.
Rupus hopes more students spread the word about the shuttle and share their love for Feel Better Yoga with others.
The shuttle picks up every day at 3:20 in the Global parking lot. To sign up for a ride to Feel Better Burlington, you can download the Mind Body app and book the shuttle on the schedule. And it looks like the pollen won't be clearing up anytime soon. Our Baylor Rodman is here to break down how this can affect you.
Well, this image, as you can see here, went viral on social media last week, and it was taken right down Highway 40 in Durham, North Carolina. Pollen is one of the most common allergens in the United States, and last week there was a massive outbreak of pollen throughout the state, making allergies unbearable for many. Let's break it down by the numbers as we continue to see these high counts. This is another picture here out of Durham. You know, over 67 million people suffer from allergies here in the United States, and of those, 81% say that they are allergic to pollen. So what is it? Well, it's a fine yellowish powder, and it's airborne. It's all created by various trees and grasses and also weeds as well. They are then picked up and carried, as you can see here, by wind, birds, insects, and other animals. The spread of pollen helps to fertilize plants but can lead to a miserable allergy season for sufferers, irritating the eyes, the skin, and the senses. Here's a look now at your 30-day pollen levels here in Elon, North Carolina. Pollen is measured in ppm. So you can see over the past month, over the past 30 days, we have had numerous high levels. This is over from last week, super high. We have come down a little bit, but we are expecting to get even higher. This is your 5-day pollen forecast here in Elon. As you can see, today the pollen count was 11.2, extremely high. And as you can see throughout the week, it is really going to stay high, so you have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. To prevent yourself from pollen, make sure to take your medications ahead of time and make sure to keep up with them daily. You know, some medications work better than others, so depending on the person, it really depends. Have that conversation with your doctors. That's all the pollen news I have for you now, but I'll be back in a bit with your Phoenix 5-day forecast. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Baylor.
And finding a job with a criminal record is a challenge, leading criminals to sometimes reoffend. I looked at one local organization that is helping individuals stay out of jail. The change from street life,
I used to rob banks, drugs, sell drugs,
to church songs.
Basically here for the community now.
Donald Ragsdale says Sustainable Alamance has changed his life. Sustainable Alamance believes in second chances and is helping those with criminal backgrounds find permanent jobs. Through Christian teachings, job counseling, and other programming, they've already helped 74 individuals in Alamance County. Sustainable Alamance founder Phil Bauer says he started the organization after realizing the justice system was unforgiving.
They've been shut out and told that they can't do this and you're not going to do that. Just to see them thrive is special.
Sustainable Alamance participant Kristen Brown says the program has given her a second chance after serving time for trafficking cocaine.
No, it's just helpful having someone to hold you accountable, especially when, you know, in the street life. It's really nobody there to do that. It's nice. It's nice to have. Feels like family.
For Ragsdale, the power of a name has been everything. On the streets, his name was Nino, but thanks to Sustainable Alamance, he now goes by Donald. The result?
It was a deeply great explosion of joy.
Alamance is hoping to start a full schedule of classes including arts programs and GED programming.
And coming up after the break, President Book continues Elon's relationship with Elon Elementary.
A face behind the dancing. Coming up, one ELONTHON Miracle Network child shares his story.
Wake the sun, tell him that
to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Now we have our Baylor live under the Oaks with our Phoenix 5-day forecast. Baylor, what's going on?
Thank you very much, guys. I am currently now out here under the Oaks, where today was a little cooler than usual, and tonight it's going to be a clear, cooler night with wind gusts again at 15 miles per hour. Let's now look at your Phoenix 5-day forecast. Tomorrow is going to be much warmer, pretty pleasant, pretty sunny, and Wednesday as well, mostly sunny outside. Thursday we're going to see some partial sunshine, and those clouds are going to come into the area. As Friday, we are expecting heavy rain and massive thunderstorms in the area with a lot of potential flooding, so please be careful. Saturday, again, sunny, partly cloudy. It's going to be another cooler day, a little similar to today. As you can see, your temperatures there are throughout the 70s for the exception of Saturday. And again, watch that pollen. Be sure to take care of yourself. That's your Phoenix 5-day. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Baylor. President Connie Liddell book is raising money for the ALAMANCE Burlington school system. Our Quinn Corrigan has the story.
President Book raised money for books.
Very much. Yes, he wrote me and T.
The president of Elon University gave a $10,000 check on Friday to the ALAMANCE Burlington school system, including Elon Elementary. Book also read a book to Miss Wilson's second grade class.
Every single dollar, $10,000 will buy books. Yeah.
Principal of Elon Elementary, Jack Davern, attended the reading along with many other faculty members. He says the book drive is important to the relationship between Elon Elementary and Elon University.
It's incredible. I think it really speaks highly of the community, the alumni, the vision of the university to be community-oriented and helping our schools. But overall, it promotes the critical importance of reading.
Because of the positive outcomes that have come from this drive, Davern says maybe this will turn into a reoccurring theme.
Maybe it's going to be something that'll be a new tradition that begins to help build literacy through the schools.
Davern is excited about the future of Elon Elementary and sees many opportunities for the years to come.
Can visualize all these great things happening. A lot of the plans that we've put in place, building a global school, infusing technology, being able to network and collaborate beyond our school walls.
Davern says he wants to keep the strong relationship between the two schools going.
I think a lot of folks think that, oh, well, you'll be away from the university. Well, you know, a mile and a half. We're still neighbors.
Quinn Corrigan, Elon Local News.
Elon Elementary is set to open at its new location this fall.
Over the weekend, students participated in ELONTHON, a 24-hour dance marathon that raises money for Children's Miracle Network. Our Maeve Ashbrook sat down with one miracle child. Let's take a look.
20-year-old Josh Holner has tyrosinemia type 1, a rare liver disease that makes him unable to consume protein. At only 1 year old, he started treatment at Duke Children's Hospital, a North Carolina Children's Miracle Network hospital.
If it wasn't for my parents and my family, I wouldn't be here today. They fought so hard for me. At the time of my diagnosis, Duke wasn't taking patients outside of Durham County, and we live in Wake County. So we got on the phone with Duke, and we just begged and begged and begged.
12 years ago, Josh became a miracle child at Elon University, and he's attended ELONTHON with his family ever since. His father, Mike Holner, says when Josh leaves ELONTHON, he can't wait for next year.
When Josh is here, he's in his element. He is with family. He feels like he belongs somewhere. He feels like he has a purpose.
Josh and his family both say their favorite memories from ELONTHON are with Leah Martinelli, another miracle child who died in January. Josh says he knew Leah for close to 15 years.
She just tried to be positive like 100% of the time, and I've just tried to live up to what she wanted to live up to as well.
From meeting best friends to serving on the ELONTHON executive board, Josh's experiences with Children's Miracle Network has influenced what he wants to do in the future.
I want to work for Children's Miracle Network.
Maeve Ashbrook.
It's giving back to something that's bigger than yourself, and if I could do that, that'd be amazing.
Elon, Local News.
ELONTHON raised more than $340,000 this year. To read more about Josh and his experience, pick up a copy of this week's Pendulum.
It was a busy weekend for sports in spite of the rain. I'll have more after the break.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So. I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Our John Sarver is live to give a Phoenix sports update. John?
Baseball and softball each played 3 games this weekend despite the nasty weather. Phoenix baseball got a major boost from CAA Player of the Week Ty Adcock, who hit a home run and drove in 7 runs over the weekend. His production helped the team complete a 3-game sweep of Delaware. The team played a doubleheader on Sunday, winning the first game 4-1 and the second game 6-0. The team now has a 10-2 record in conference play. With their CAA tournament set to start this Thursday, our Alex Reynolds caught up with the team star Felipe Sarasage.
Senior Felipe Sarasage will go down as one of the greats of Elon tennis. He is the reigning CAA Player of the Year, a 3-time first-team All-CAA player, has the 5th most singles wins in Elon history, and was once ranked number 106 in the country amongst singles players. This is all a dream come true for him.
It's my dream. I want to be a professional tennis player.
This laundry list of awards have been a blessing and a curse for the Argentinian-born superstar. He says that these achievements make playing more stressful.
I definitely feel that like I put extra pressure on myself when let's say right now I'm ranked, or like when I was ranked like in my junior year. I think that like puts an extra pressure on me.
This self-pressure to succeed is something Sarasate has dealt with his whole life.
It's nothing on the other player that is making, like, he's not doing anything to beat me. It's just me that I'm like beating myself.
15-year head coach Michael Leonard says that his matches on the court are almost never about ability, but about psychology.
Well, it's a challenge because he's his worst enemy.
This year, Leonard made sure an assistant coach was in Sarasage's corner at all times, making sure he channels his emotions into positive play.
He plays with energy, he plays with positivity, he plays with fire, he's tough. And then if he can change all that energy into something negative, you got to try to quickly get him to reset that mindset.
Wearing the maroon and gold one last time this Thursday, he hopes having the right mindset will end his incredible career on a high note.
I'm trying to find a balance in between that so I can hopefully get my best tennis in the most important competition, that is the conference.
Alex Reynolds, Elon Local News.
And so, John, I have not yet had the chance to go to a tennis game, but it seems like, or a tennis match, but it seems like they're having a great season so far. And so what can we expect for this week as far as sports?
Well, as I said earlier, the CAA tournament is set to start for men's tennis, and the women's tennis, they wrapped up their regular season as well with a 12-11 record. So it's going to be a pretty exciting time for men's and women's tennis with their tournament set to kick off.
And so what else can we expect from sports this week?
What happened with the top of the sports this week?
Softball also played this weekend. They took 2 out of 3 from Delaware. It was Megan White and was a big producer. I saw that she was named CAA Rookie of the Week, and they took 2 out of 3, and they're doing pretty well so far with the season.
Thank you. Well, that's all the news we have for you tonight. Thank you for joining us.
For all the news you need to know when we're not on the air, check out our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And be sure to follow us on social media at Elon News Network and pick up a copy of The Pendulum on stands this Wednesday. Have a great night.